Right, all praise unto Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honors you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, we're just
Shalom.
kind of. Alright, you want to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, man, it's the brother Yakanan from GMS London Central Clan, man. You know, with the brother I bad, officer I bad. Just want to get into this quick topic, man. Into this article I've come across, and it reads: the Ku Klux Klan group plans North Carolina rally to celebrate Donald Trump's election victory, man. Right now, the reason I wanted to get into this article and like this cover some ground on it is because it's a very important thing. Like this Donald Trump becoming president, man, it's gonna, through the spirit of the Lord, I think it's gonna speed up things like the apostles have been telling us, man, because things getting real hectic on there. You got like, the uproars of the people, old spirit, that old Edomite spirit coming back again, man. That racist spirit, that spirit of wanting to put Jake back in slavery, man, right, back in servitude and back in that position of hard bondage, man. That's why they're so excited that this Trump guy has been elected, man. Right? Let's read a few excerpts from the article, and then we go and link it up with the scriptures, man, and see where it fits. So it reads: the Ku Klux Klan has announced a victory parade in North Carolina following Donald Trump's election as president. The parade was announced by the Loyal White Knights, a KKK chapter based in rural village of Pelham, and will take place in early December. Trump's race united my people, the announcement reads. The same chapter held a protest in South Carolina last year after a Confederate flag was removed from the State House grounds, according to the News and Observer, a local newspaper. Right, the planned rally would not be the first time the KKK and supporters have aligned themselves with the presidential elect. Yeah, because I was also reading this Donald Trump guy. He's had a lot of meetings before he became president and in the past with the Grand Wizard of the KKK as well. They're actually quite good friends, man. He's been like well acquainted with this guy in the past, so obviously he's gonna distance himself from him now. But really, the truth of the matter is, KKK is like-minded with Donald Trump, man. Right? They got the same agenda. This thing is gonna go down, man. You've actually got a racist president. Well, they're all racist anyway, but you got a racist president in the office now, and it's well known. And that's
Well,
why they're
he
so
was
happy
he
about
was
it.
on record saying he's gonna build the wall against the Mexicans, right?
Can't.
And it's funny because you got a similar situation happening out here in Britain because with the Brexit vote was all about what? Edomite empowerment. Okay, you had it to where Esau was voting to basically say, look, get these foreigners out of the country, and let's build back up our Edomite empire, which is this is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard because ultimately what happened when you have World War II, both in America and Britain, you have migrants coming into the country, and they're the ones that built the country up.
Yeah.
Okay, now you got a situation where the monetary system's failing. Okay, all of these different currencies are failing, and you have it to where the only solution that Esau sees as a definitive conclusion to all of his problems is getting rid of all of the so-called foreigners, of which predominantly those so-called foreigners, the way they see it, like a dude from one of them Arab countries, is not a foreigner to them. But you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans who have been in America and England for so on and so forth for years and years, you're seen as the illegal alien.
Gone.
Okay, and you seen that I was watching 13. It's funny because I was watching the documentary on Netflix 13, and it was basically pushing forth the same agenda how the presidential elect and the presidents and so on and so forth, when they're pushing forth trying to push forth their so-called agenda, or they're trying to get elected and so on and so forth. Okay, they pretty much put a strong image of who the enemy is, man.
That's right.
And it's you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. So
can I get a quick scripture just to back you up on that, Art?
Khan.
Right, this is Psalms chapter 37, and I'm going to start from 32. It says, the wicked...
That's a good scripture. The whole thing is good.
The wicked watcheth the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. And that goes back to the book of Obadiah, man. Like these Edomites, they're gonna be cut off permanently,
That's right.
right, in this great and dreadful day. So as it says in that first line, man, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. So that's
Where are
what
you?
these
Psalms
KK
37 and
32.
37 and 32.
Can't.
Right.
So it's saying the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him, man. That's what these KKK guys are doing right now. They're watching Jake, they're watching you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and they're seeing Trump getting power now. And they're thinking, right, this is our chance to get back that power that we've lost, man. Right, that total power of having you guys back in slavery, man.
That's right.
That's what they're envisioning right now, man. Right? And it's sweet. The vision is sweet to them right now. That's why they're so happy, man. Right? And you guys, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are not in the right spirit, man. You can't even see this happening before your eyes. You don't see what Trump being in power actually means for you guys, man. You guys are just walking blind. You guys are in the congregation of the dead, man, as it tells you in the scriptures, man. And if you ain't already elect, you're going to remain in the congregation of the dead until the missiles hit.
That's right. I got Psalms, the same book he was in. I went up a few verses. This is the 30th verse. It says, "The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom." All right. And his tongue talketh judgment. All right. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the judgment that's going to come upon you, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, if you don't get right with the Most High.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's going to happen. All right. And they put a person in office that is the perfect instrument of dividing a race, okay, gender. They put the perfect devil in office for doing so. Okay. So the scripture says, "The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom." So we're talking wisdom right now. We're telling you that whole presidential election thing, that's madness. That's all craziness. That is of no benefit. And according to the scriptures, you ain't even supposed to be putting a person that's of a heathen nation above yours. And that's talking about that's talking about Israel. You ain't supposed. The Israelites ain't supposed to have a non-Israelite as their leader.
That's right.
It says, "And the law of the Most High is in his heart; none of his steps shall slide." Okay, so all of the steps that we take in this so-called difficult path, what really is a difficult path, the scripture says it's a straight NT and the straight gates. So it is a difficult position, but the scripture says here that we ain't gonna fall left or right. So even when Trump's bringing all of this hell, okay, as it says within the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, even when it's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble, Israel's going to be saved out of it, man.
Go on. Hey, if I can just bring out another scripture, man. Because, as it tells you in the scriptures, man, we ain't going to get out of here through the carnal weapons, man, right, that, is going to be available, because that might is not going to be work for us. It's only the Lord's name and his grace is going to get us out of this situation that we're currently in, man.
That's right.
Weapons ain't going to help us, man. If I can just find the scripture up.
Just as you get that, I want to get this scripture right quick. Let me know when you got that.
Come. I got it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right, this is same book of Psalms 44, and I'll start from 5, man. It goes, "Through thee will I push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under and rise up against us, them that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies and hast put them to shame that hated us," man. So that's talking about you other nations, man. It's particularly you so-called white people, man. We ain't going to trust in the bow to take you guys down, or the gun, or any weaponry that might be available out there. It's only through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, man. We're waiting for him to come back and deliver us and change us so we can actually bring you down with the Lord, man. That's the only way it's going to happen. You right?
Right, and the scripture says here, the 7th verse, it says, "But thou hast saved us from our enemies and has put them to shame." Right? They've been put to shame because they've been proud, right? They've been conducting themselves, especially Esau. They've been all kind of proud. But what does the scripture say as pertaining to Israel? That shall be a nation you can be ashamed no more, nor confounded.
That's
all right. So I just wanted to, hinge on that point. But you got it back, bro.
Yeah. Another scripture I wanted to get out, man. is Psalms 49 verse 11. Hey, there's a lot in Psalms, man. You know, we keep
Oh,
going
there's a
into the
lot,
Psalms,
man.
man. It's current. Hey, it goes, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. These guys, like just Trump coming into power now, they're thinking that, yeah, this is our run. We're going to be here for the next 100 years, 200 years. We're going to keep having you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans in slavery on the bottom of the totem pole. And we just going to keep running. That's Esau is a viral guy, man, right? And that's the things he's imagining, that he's actually going to continue forever. But that's not the case, man. It's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, right? They ain't going to be on top of us forever. It
That's
seems
right.
like it. It seems like at the moment, but really that's not the case, man. Right? Their kingdom is coming to an end. It's going to have a great falling, man. Right? And it tells you in Daniel's, the 12th chapter, man, it's going to be a time like never before. And
Yep.
that time is coming up real soon. Right? You got it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm looking for this particular scripture, man, in the book of Job, in the background. Get the exact wording of it. I know I think it's in the book of Job, the 15th chapter. But pretty much the Most High set up the bounds of Esau. All right, and the point is, the point. See, you got a situation where Esau thinks, okay, I'm gonna exist for X amount of years, and I'm gonna set up this company and this business and so on and so forth, and our children's gonna set up legacies and all of that. But the scripture pretty much tells you how that Esau was gonna be able to build, but the Most High was gonna throw it down here in the book of Malachi, the first chapter. And the fourth verse is, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we return and build desolate places. That's why you got these so-called presidential elections, and Esau, it feels that pride of being able to continue on forever and ever. And you got it to where you got the Ku Klux Klan. They're hella happy about that, because they're thinking, okay, we're gonna build, our children's gonna inherit what we've built, and so on and so forth. But the scripture says they shall build. All right. They shall return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. Okay? So all of these so-called empires that Esau's built throughout the four corners of the earth, these legacies, these different Illuminati groups, these black hate groups, all right? Because predominantly when Esau gets together, what is he doing? He's talking about the perpetual hate that he has against you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. And anytime that he can show that on a full frontal scale, namely when a Negro, a Hispanic, or Native American rapes a white girl or some shit like that, they go all out kind of crazy about it. They go crazy about that. Okay? And that's the same thing you're seeing right now with this Donald Trump thing. Now they get to express their Edomite self.
That's right.
Okay?
Hey, you're going to see a whole lot of Emmett Tills rise up again, man, right in this time, man. Because there's a lot of Jake out there, popping these so-called white women, man. And linked to these so-called white women. So in that day, when those race wars pop off, man, all you guys are gonna get targeted by these guys, man, by these KKK, these racist motherfuckers, man. Right? You're gonna be targets.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with being racist. The Lord's racist. The Lord's racist. Right. There is a problem with lying about it. That's the nature of Esau. Here it is. You go out there to the job and they pretend to be your friend, and these Jakes is so pacified they actually believe that Esau's buddy with them. Man, this man hates your guts, man. This man hates your guts. Okay? And as you're seeing right now, because he's got the chance, he's got the opportunity now to express his hatred in a fashion that's not going to be deemed as controversial or anything like that. Because why? Because you've got Trump in power, which Trump is basically a multi-racist, okay? A business-minded racist that represents everything that's white power.
That's right.
Okay, so they get to express themselves in a fashion that's more comfortable towards their own nature. So I was still in the Malachi, the first chapter on the fourth verse, and it says, "They shall build but I'll throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation for forever." So all of this, we're gonna do this, that, and the third. The Lord ain't dealing with that, man. Okay, Lord's dealing with judgments. And that's what's going to come to this place. All right?
That's right.
Anything you wanted to bring out, bro?
Yeah, there's a little bit of article I just want to bring out again. It says, while Trump great again, we have to ask ourselves, what made America great in the first place?
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. All right? That's what I was talking about. If you have it to where you had them slaves, being whipped and beaten, all of that, and so on and so forth, guess what? There will be no America.
Yeah,
All right,
that's right.
go on, bro.
Yeah, man. What make America great again? Um, and it says, Pastor Thomas Robb wrote in his article, the short answer to that is simple. America was great not because of what our forefathers did, but because of who our forefathers were. America was founded as a white Christian republic, and as a white Christian republic, it became great. How? Because them white so-called Christian republics
Who were
were
slave
racist,
masters.
They were slave
They
masters.
were slave. That's a simple
George,
fact. You got this dude that they
Khan,
herald as the father of freeing Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, predominantly Judah, the Negroes in Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln had slaves, nigga.
that's right.
The dude had slaves, man.
Khan.
As he was writing all of that, he was kicking them slaves all up in his house, man.
That's right, man. That's right.
Go on, bro.
Yeah, that's it from the article, man. That's the only juice from the article, but
Right. So you was I'm looking at the paragraph. So it says here. So while Trump wants to make America great again, which is not going to happen, as we've read in the scriptures, says we have to ask ourselves that what made America great again. Okay. So if we go to the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter, we're gonna find out what made America great in the first place. Okay.
yeah,
Now we know through the scriptures the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and give it to whoever He will. So first and
that's right.
foremost, the Most High made America, which is Babylon and the kingdom, a so-called great power within the earth. Okay, so Revelations 18:1 it says, after these I saw an angel come down from heaven having great power, and the earth was laden with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, it's become the habitation of the devils. Okay, and the nations, right, have drank off the wine of the wrath of her fornication, right? And it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Okay.
Khan,
Now, what's one of the main delicacies that Esau had, right, in the inception of Babylon? Slaves.
that's right.
Okay. The stock market is built off of slaves. Okay. The monetary system was built off of slaves. In fact, they had
Khan,
a huge problem. Okay. When they so-called freed up them slaves because they didn't have the labor force that they had before. Man, they showed you that within that Netflix documentary 13.
yeah,
Okay. And it says here in the 12th verse, it says the merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, pearls, linen, purple, silk, scarlet, diamond, all manner of vessels, okay, brass, marble, okay. 13th verse, cinnamon, odors, ointments, frankincense, wine, oil, flour, wheat, right, beasts, sheep, chariots, slaves, and the
Khan,
souls of men. Okay, so that's what made America great in the first place. It was slaves
Khan,
and the souls of men. Everything else after that is sort of, tangential. It's addition to. Here's two Negroes and a bottle of wine. Okay, what you gonna give me in return because of that? All right.
Khan.
You got anything to say, bro?
Yeah, I've got a quick one. This is Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the. So how did he wear out the saints? Through what the brother was just saying, through that slavery, man, that hardcore bondage and slavery.
That's right.
Making them produce on the earth all that cotton, pickles, minerals, everything, man. He completely used up the saints of the Most High, wore them out to a pulp till they were dead, the young or the old,
Yep.
until they just resourced them, man, and just got rid of them, man. And
That's
they
right.
want that time to come back again. That same thing is going to start happening again. That's what they want, man. But it's not going to happen through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, right? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to come back and you're going to stop that from happening because it's not written for that to happen again, man. That was just our punishment for that time, right? And now that same thing is going to happen to them. It tells them tells you in the scriptures to reward them double actually to you. So now their time is coming, but all those curses are going to flip back and come upon Esau, man.
That's right.
Right? Khan.
Well, you mentioned a good point. So if you had back in the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter and 12, it says the merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones. Right? Do you really think Esau was out there taking them, extracting them stones from the ground by himself.
God.
You have people doing that, man.
Yeah.
Okay? If those were the foundations of what made Esau great, well, guess what? You had people getting to it. The resources that he was selling, someone had to extract it, work it, and to the point where it was merchandisable. You know, it's a new word I made out there. To where you could sell it. All right.
God.
I'm gonna read a little bit more of what he said because there was a few points I wanted to hang on there. So he says, while Trump wants to make America great again, we ask ourselves what made America great in the first place. We've seen that in the scriptures. It says the short answer is simple: America was great not because of not because of what our forefathers did, okay, but who our forefathers were, okay. So the scripture says what? The children shall cry of what? An ungodly father. But see, they take great pleasure in the wealth that they've got from their forefathers. Okay, they love that, right? But the judgment is going to come upon them because of what their forefathers did. They don't want to deal with that. Okay, but the scripture goes to show you that basically you have to. Hey, the scripture says, I say was it Isaiah the 14th chapter on the 21st verse? I'm gonna get it.
God.
Isaiah 14 and 21. Okay, this is Isaiah 14 and 21. All right, it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their father. Okay,
That's right.
That's why he was saying not because of what our forefathers did, but who our forefathers were. That's right. So because of your forefathers, okay, and what they did in enslaving the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, okay, the scripture says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the city, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
That's right.
All right. So you got it back, bro. If you got any more points you wanted to make on your article.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, last scripture I want to bring out is Revelations 13 and 10, man. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. Must. Right? So, hey, that's the judgment right there for Esau, man. Did he lead us into captivity? Yes, he did. It's evident, man. Right? It's documented in history. Right? So now he has to be put into captivity, and he's going to get killed with the sword, just like many of the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans were also killed with the sword through the hands of this devil, Esau.
That's right. That's right.
Right? So, hey, I haven't got nothing else to say, huh? Yeah.
All right, so pretty much with that, you're seeing what's happening out there. You're seeing the race riots being orchestrated, all right, through social engineering, and that's all by the Spirit of the Lord ultimately, man. So pretty much with that, we're gonna say, praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Double honors the apostles of GMS. Our ship brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. Okay. Shalom. We'll see you on the next one.
Shalom.